All right, Steeler Nation, welcome back.
Welcome.
We're here after another Steelers victory.
2-1, baby.
Sunday night
2-1
over the Raiders.
Raiders.
Yeah.
You suck at nerds.
You probably didn't hear that a lot on the TV because Steeler Nation took over.
They took
Las
over the
Vegas.
whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
They took over the
That
whole
was a-
thing.
It
A
was
home
awesome.
game.
That's all I've been seeing out of the social medias was how many terrible towels there were there. And TJ Watt mentioned this thing. I saw it today. You probably saw the same one. How demoralizing it would be to have to go to a silent count in your home stadium.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. It's embarrassing.
Yes.
And it'll happen again
Loved
next
it.
week.
I loved it.
Yeah, I think it's going to happen a couple more times for sure.
Yeah. But, yeah, so we'll recap the highlights from Sunday night, give our thoughts on how everybody's doing, and then roll into the showdown in Texas.
Houston,
Mm-hmm.
Houston,
Houston,
Texas.
they're going to have a problem.
They got big problems.
His name is TJ Watt.
Bad news, Watt.
Yeah, so we went to the Raiders game. No sacks for the Raiders offensive line.
Yeah.
Boom, 4 sacks that
Yep.
game. We're going into Houston. No interceptions for Stroud.
Yep.
Couple are coming.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Big facts.
Yep. Minka deserves one after that Raider game. Oh,
He got robbed.
that was so
Yeah,
frustrating.
we could go ahead, Steven. We could talk about that. You're
it
rocking
was-
the Minka jersey.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Sunday night, I was ready for Minka to get a couple picks.
He called it several times.
And he had a hell of a game playing safety. He laid out some good hits. He did let up a couple that went to Adams, but I don't know if that was even in his zone.
He's
but
a safety. He's
yeah.
a safety.
His perfectly timed blitz, I guess the team's perfectly timed blitz, and hit that was so soft on Garoppolo.
I don't think it was soft. It was on, but it was
It really
legal
wasn't
as
that
all
bad.
get out.
He could have dove. He could have wrapped his arms
Head
around
was
him.
up.
He could have hit him with everything he had.
true.
Minka will knock a fool out.
That's true.
And he just ran in and he pushed him down, basically. But
Yeah.
his head hit his head with the just
Barely.
ever so small amount, and they
After
Freaked out about it.
his Garoppolo's shoulder hit his chest.
Yep.
yeah, it was all Garoppolo's
He hit him
fault.
with
He's
his
the one
chest.
who dropped down.
Yeah.
And it's just frustrating to see because that was a perfect play.
It
but
was.
not anymore. It's a play that I don't know how you got to run up to him and just hug him at this point and then make him fall down.
I think it still has value because now the other teams have to look at that.
You mean
What do you mean?
For
You know
planning
how a lot of
purposes?
times, like you always hear people talk about how teams, you don't want to show them too much, but then you're talking about like the Dolphins, right? They have so many formations, you give them so much to look at that overwhelms them in film study that next week. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Now they have to. Oh, if they never planned for that, just like I didn't mean to cut you off, baby girl, but for example, like now I read another thing that I agree with. We have Austin, right? Calvin.
Uh-huh.
Now people are scared because that one catch, he can run over our heads, right?
So
Now
you're
you've
just
seen that it
mentioning,
wasn't a
like,
secret now.
The blitz.
Sometimes
I thought you were talking
now
about
that
the
blitz,
penalty.
that-
No.
no, not that.
Oh,
that.
okay,
Just the
okay.
blitz period and that it was successful. Because you said during the game multiple times, we're bringing up Minka and he's blitzing and it's not successful. But that
very
one time it
frustrating to
was.
see
Now
it.
it's like, they can get it done, right? Because if people, if a team runs 50 times a game and it doesn't work, you don't care. You don't care about that run game. But now that blitz worked, that gives that offense something else to look at, which gives them, now we have to leave in that tailback to block Minka instead of blocking TJ or Highsmith. That's huge.
It's almost like a Palomalu effect.
Yeah.
You're like, where is this guy going to be?
I
'Cause
think
now
they
he
want
can
that.
run up and then he could just drop back.
Yep.
And he's more than capable of getting close to how Palomalu was. Close. Close.
I would say
Minka's
he's
athletic as hell, and he could
He's
be
just
close.
as dangerous.
His awareness, I don't think anyone will ever be like.
No,
how
I think
was.
Palomalu's the.
Ed Reed's the closest.
I think Palomalu's like
Well,
when it comes to defense, he was a linebacker, a middle linebacker, the smartest middle linebacker that played strong safety.
Yes.
Yeah.
He had the athletic ability. He ran a 4.3 40 coming out of USC. Just an absolute unit, and he could play like a middle linebacker. You don't get that very often. But Minka he's resembling that. I think maybe we just didn't see that out of him because we used him as a free safety, and now we're like,
well, I don't think
he's
we
very
ever had
gifted.
the corners to help with this.
And that's a big
Well,
thing.
we do have a new D coordinator this year.
Mm-hmm.
He might be like, hey, let's Steeler football. Tomlin keeps talking it. Let's bring it back.
It's possible.
You know what I mean?
good to see.
Let's use him. But anyhow, I guess
What?
we do
DJ,
takes.
what?
I didn't like how literally
no.
that penalty led to a touchdown, which brought
It
the
was huge.
Raiders back into the game.
Really did. Yeah. It was like
It fired us up.
Because then wasn't there was a pass interference after that? Shortly after that, wasn't that
I
drive?
can't recall.
I'm pretty sure there was 2 penalties on that drive that kept
There
it
was.
going.
It was.
Or no,
man, I can't remember his name. It was 34. It was
Yeah.
because we were like,
Oh,
that's what happens when you
Edmonds.
wear
Oh,
Edmonds
yeah.
jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sullivan.
What-
That's his name.
So what was your overall take on the game, DJ?
I'm happy with it. Kenny, he might have missed a couple throws, but he looked calmer, even though he was running for his life from Crosby. Maybe that's, I don't like it, but maybe that's his style. Is when he feels like he has to be the playmaker, then he can make it. Because outside the pocket, he was dropping them.
He was throwing dimes outside.
You know, there was another quarterback in recent history for the Steelers that was
I do know that. And
the greatest quarterback outside the pocket in history.
only difference is
He started the term, or he
He's got
didn't
100
start
pounds
it.
on him.
Yeah, but do
And he
you
doesn't have
remember
small
they
hands.
coined
Yeah.
the expression, argue me on this one, extending the play started with Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah.
That's when they started. Look, he extended the play because
Yep.
he didn't play pocket. He wasn't a rushing quarterback like Michael Vick or Cordell Stewart or anything like that. Or he didn't, I mean, a rushing quarterback, but he wasn't a pocket quarterback like Tom Brady or Breeze or anything like that. He was that first in between, which Russell Wilson took over a little bit. You know what I mean? And
Kept the play alive.
yeah, he kept the play alive. And if he feels comfortable throwing outside the pocket and then the defenses are scheming to keep him in the pocket just like they did with Roethlisberger, you heard it for years.
Yeah, keep him. Yeah, that's true.
Until he turned into a pocket quarterback.
Right.
And then it's like, what do we do now?
Yeah. He's evolved.
Yeah. His deep ball came around. But I just think that if he feels comfortable in that route, let him
I
do
know.
it.
I'm just because of the concussions. That's the only reason that I'm scared for him. Because Ben could take the hit from a linebacker because he was
His
built
head's
like one.
not different. Your head, as big as you get, your head doesn't change.
I beg to differ when Ben got his nose smashed in
I don't know.
and still played on.
Ben probably had a lot of
It was a
concussions
different
that
probably
NFL
did.
too.
when,
Different NFL too.
swept under the rug.
He might have.
You're talking
Yeah.
okay, Brett Favre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
But-
you're talking if concussion protocol was around when he was in the
Oh
league,
yeah, I'm thinking about Troy Aikman. I mean, look at him now.
Troy Aikman, he's not all there, Bob.
Yeah.
He's
But-
not all there.
But we did see Kenny throw some away. Like
we
far-
were happy.
Yes.
Played
Yes.
smarter than he has.
did.
I remember the first time he threw it away, we jumped
Yep.
up. We
We
were
did, yeah,
so
we were happy.
excited. We're like,
Finally.
dude, he threw it away. I feel like it's a lost art of throwing the ball away.
Yeah, because you know who didn't throw it away? Jimmy G.
Jimmy G did not throw it away, but
He
But
looked like
over-
he was trying to sometimes.
Overall-
but stayed in the field and
overall
helped us out.
feels of the team state at this point.
I feel better. Going. I mean, we're coming up against Houston. I wasn't worried. I don't think any of us were. We all picked them to win. But it did seem like they played more of a complete game. And MVP, the punter.
Thank you.
That dude.
guys.
That dude was.
Past 2 games, he's been
It is.
clutch.
Steven,
It is.
your take
Yeah.
on
We're just gonna skip over it.
Take it away.
Steven, your take on the Steelers at the Raiders.
That game you could probably give him a C plus or a B minus.
Overall team.
Yeah.
Oh,
I could
I would give a C plus to the offense, and then you could give a B plus to the defense. I think defense still has their. I mean, look at what Adams did to us. He destroyed us. He did. Obviously, you are well aware of your fantasy victory.
I lost.
How?
We'll talk about that later. I'll explain
my
it. But
God.
yeah, I lost.
karma.
It's Higgins is why, huh? Anyways,
not why.
offense has a lot to do. still. I think that seeing them actually drive down the field is reassuring that they're getting first downs, and it looks like they're putting the puzzle pieces together. And like you guys said earlier, Kenny Pickett's finally looking a little more calm. He's making the right decisions. He had a couple throws that were like, why'd you throw that? Mm-hmm. But they weren't like how the first 2 weeks, especially the first week, were. Our defense, their turnover gods right now and sacks are going crazy. But we haven't played anyone super good since the first week. And that's what's scary is you got the Niners putting up over 30 points versus us. Right. Easy.
Yep.
That one sucked. But our offense did nothing that game. So our defense was exhausted. Second game, you look at it with the defense, pick six, boom, right off the bat. That was awesome. Offense did not do very good at all. Again. And then Chubb goes out, and our defense finally starts to do good. Because right after the pick six, the Browns were driving each time.
Yeah,
and it was just the Chubb train.
Yep.
And so I have yet to see, and then you go into the Raiders game. I know this is kind of going down the rabbit trail, but you go into the Raiders game, and their offense is ranked 30th. Theirs is worse than us. So I
see what you mean.
Stroud coming up in Houston, playing versus the rookie quarterback. We always do good versus rookies, and I think we will again. But I really want to see us go up against another, like we play the Ravens after that. Right. And the Ravens, obviously, when we fight them, it's a fight. It's gritty.
Yep.
That's going to tell a lot of how our defense is. If they let Lamar Jackson run all over and throw all over, then obviously back to the drawing board. But if they hold them strong, which I think they will because they have in the past, then our defense is there. Our offense has got – I can't even – we don't even have enough time to talk about our offense. But they're going in the right way. But anyways, I went down a little trail.
Yeah.
But, Doug, how do you feel after the Raiders game?
Yeah, let's stick to offense and maybe touch on
go ahead.
Matt Canada situation.
I feel the same way I felt in Ben's last year when we were 11-0 going into multiple games before that when we went in to face the Redskins.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. You know, when you just we're 11-0, but you don't feel like we're 11-0.
Yeah.
I don't feel like we're 2-1 right now.
You did say that the other day.
Because that first game was so bad. The second game wasn't much better. Granted, it was a divisional game, and those are always wildly different.
Mm-hmm.
I think the offense took a step up, but just like what you said, we did not play a good team.
Right.
Mm-mm.
The Raiders
they're in the same position we are, but worse.
I think they are worse. I do think they are worse. You're talking, when did Derek Carr come in the league? That's going to play into what I say. He came in 13, 14. Maybe. Since he was in the NFL, he played with, I think if you, on average, every season he was with the Raiders, they had the worst defense.
Yep.
On average.
Yeah.
Right? They're not just going to climb out of that hole the year he leaves. Right. Therefore, they have one of the worst defense. They played the Broncos for their first win, which they gave up 70 points.
Yeah, that doesn't look impressive.
I think we even we overrated their defense even when we said I said last week I think they're bad.
Did. Yeah, you did, and that was
hilarious. I wasn't even leading on to I didn't believe how bad they were.
That's true.
I don't think any other defense in the league would have let the Dolphins score that much. They would have a really potent offense, but I don't think they could have done that against any other defense. So the Raiders did that, and they didn't even score very many points against.
Yeah, what was it, like 17-16 or something?
Right. Like it was mediocre against, now what I'm thinking is one of the worst teams in the NFL is the Broncos.
Yeah. Oh, man, we got a thriller of a matchup this weekend. Yeah, we got the Broncos and the Bears.
Right, they had that. And then what was the Raiders' second game? Do we remember? They lost, right?
Shoot.
They had to because they were 1-1.
Right. So they lost against, I don't think was a crazy. Can you pull that up?
Yeah, I got it.
I don't think it was
Derek
a crazy
Carr.
matchup, but and then because I said at the end of last year when we started the podcast, I think it was a downgrade going from Jimmy Garoppolo,
Absolutely.
or from Derek Carr to Jimmy Garoppolo by a lot.
Yeah.
That team blamed Derek Carr why they were so bad, which made no sense.
Right.
And now you're talking that same bad team has a worse quarterback, so that factors into my decision. Who did they play?
They played the Bills, and they lost 10-38.
Yeah.
Right.
So they're not looking good.
Right.
That's why.
Yeah.
So
I
this
think we're all on the
offense
same
has
boat.
scored coming into our game. They played 20. They scored 27 points. And then, granted, they do. I'm going to say they have a top 5 receiver in the NFL.
Oh, well, he's the best all time according to Chris Collins.
According to Chris Collinsworth, well, he didn't start that way. He progressed that way throughout the game.
Yeah, he did.
He started as
one drink at a time.
Yeah.
I think it was the best receiver in the league,
At the end of it, yeah.
or a top receiver,
arguably
arguably
is right now,
a top receiver in the league. Which we were like, well, that's a stretch, but not crazy. You couldn't really argue Devontae Adams. Not if someone said he's the best receiver in the league, you could have some things to say, but you wouldn't really be like, oh, that's ludicrous.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when he said he's one of the greatest of all time, Chris, what are you doing?
Yeah.
But anyhow, so they come into our game, and their defense has already been trash. It's been trash for the past 10 years. Their best player is Crosby. He can't do it all. Our line is suspect.
Yeah, that's
Still a thing.
Still not.
And our offense didn't go off.
right.
So...
Yeah, what did we have, like 2 scoring drives, and we're like,
Yeah.
oh, my God.
Yeah, we're
It is
getting
bad.
excited
That's not
about
good.
it.
It's really
It's not
bad.
good.
And maybe that was a kickstart to it, but I just don't know how this offensive line's going to play into things.
Mm-hmm.
It's very important. I've said multiple times, I think the offensive line is the most important piece on any football team because they can control the offense and defense. Because if you can run the ball, you control the other team's.
Yeah, we can't
Or
run the
you
ball
control
right now.
your defense because they're not on the field. We are still struggling. That game has not given me any confidence that we are
Yeah.
running the ball well.
That's true.
We had the big runs because the stats are a bit skewed because they'll get a 10-yard rush,
Right.
and then 1, 2 negative.
Oh, yeah. It's
yeah. So
There is that.
for like talking about the line, talking about stats, like we always have the Najee against Jalen debate.
So,
But
before
before
or
we do
after?
it, just before we do it, it said that our running backs are averaging 3.3 seconds behind the line before they do anything, and they're saying it's because of the blocking. They're waiting for a hole, but that is ridiculous to be standing behind a line as a running back for 3 seconds.
I think that stat's a little skewed
Is that
because that
for
stats
both?
if they run into the wall before and then that time goes up. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
but
I
that's
could
when
see
you're-
that.
Yeah, but still, why would you run in? There shouldn't be a wall. There should be a hole.
Yeah.
Well, and that so I brought it up.
According to you, hit the hole.
Doug's bold predictions. The most hated guy in Steelers Nation.
Yeah.
I brought up during the game. I think Warren is better.
You also said before the game that Najee was going to get 40 yards the first drive.
I was being very optimistic.
Okay.
I was wrong.
Bad defense.
Okay.
I was very wrong. So factoring that in, that he didn't.
Let's pull up stats.
I don't. The stats. Yeah, let's pull up the stats. I just and I brought up some as well.
We're just going to pull up last game's stats because this might be it's still kind of hard to. Najee had 19 rushes, 65 yards. He averaged 3.4 yards carry, no touchdowns.
Okay.
And then Warren had 8 rushes, 29 yards, 3.6 yards a carry,
Okay.
no touchdowns. But he had 3 receptions. I'm sorry, Jalen Warren had 3 receptions and 23 yards. Najee didn't have 1.
Right.
Right. So
But he was only targeted once.
but
And I
that
think
was
that
the-
was a throwaway.
So that what would you say was his long run? Najee, 24 yards,
Najee's was 17.
17. That was
That
one
was
of
this last game.
that was one of his longest rushes of the year.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I bring up Warren does just hit the hole. They're not Le'Veon Bell. They don't tiptoe back there and then they just pick their thing. He has a gift that no one else has been able to resemble, right?
Right.
We all miss it, whatever it's gone. But the way they're designed, as in Najee, he's a big guy. Hit the hole as hard as you can, and I don't put it all on him. I put it on Canada still. run him up the middle, help out your line. It's the type of run. He's not Willie Parker.
Right. Yeah, he's not going to
Yeah,
get.
but
hit
he's
the
100
hole.
pounds bigger than Willie
Exactly.
Parker.
Hit the hole. You know what? I moved some people. He's shown that he can do it. But Warren, but you see Najee all
You
the
want him
time.
to run like Henry, just how he
Najee
hits
does.
it and goes
Najee
downhill.
kind of takes his time and he
does.
kind of choosing holes.
playing like Bell did. We
Yeah, and
mentioned
he's
that
not Bell.
multiple times.
There hasn't been a Bell, and he's not. He's not the same build. He's
Line's worse than when
right.
Bell was there.
True.
And our
But the things
quarterback
Bell
and
did
our
gave us
receivers
anxiety, and it worked.
Yes.
And so, but Warren, you see him he doesn't think he's Bell at all. Boom, he hits that hole as hard as he can, and we saw several times he has really good vision, even with the good blocking. He's like, oh, I'm going to cut back here, da-da-da. So he is averaging less, right? 3.2 yards a carry. Harris is averaging 4, okay? Harris has also had twice the amount of carries that he has. Granted, he's the number 1 running back. 35
Yeah, but if you
carries.
take away his amount of carries, it's still more than Warren's got. Like if you tie the amount of carries that they have, he still has more rushing yards.
Sure, but he's had more opportunities. That can affect it. You get into more of a rhythm, this and that. When Warren goes in there, it's just
maybe.
like this and that. Okay, let's go to this, though. That also affects today's game. Receiving yards.
Mm-hmm.
Najee Harris has 2 receiving yards on the year.
Yes.
2.
Yes.
That's skewed.
Because he's
though.
in first down and second down.
Yeah.
Third down, we're always in a throwing situation.
He's on
Warren's gotta
the,
get the ball.
field for more stats.
You could go to the same argument that you just did up top, said having more carries. Look at the receptions that Warren has compared to Najee's.
Wasn't it like a 3rd and 23 that we threw him the ball and he got 19 yards
the
out of it?
stupidest call ever.
He got a first down on a couple of those.
He has, yes, but
Okay, but Warren has 101 yards, so you're talking an average of 8.4 to 0.7.
How many receptions does Warren have?
He has 12 compared to 3.
oh,
That's
weird.
quadruple the
How many
amount.
has Warren dropped?
I don't know.
You know he's dropped some. He didn't catch it, whatever.
Okay,
What's your point?
I don't understand the argument. Where are we going with this?
Well, the same the same thing as that. Like he's making more out of it. Okay, so Warren's getting his catches
You could say
on
Warren's in
third
rhythm.
down. Najee, you could also say, is getting his catches when they're not predicting it.
But you could also go back to the running game and go, okay, typically you run on first and second and throw it. Typically, it's not.
Yeah,
I'm
Steelers
going-
football. Run,
Right,
run,
I
pass.
think when Najee's in as a running back, 70% of the team is getting ready for the run.
Yep.
When they're not, it's in throwing mode. And so when you do an HP draw, of course, everyone's focused on the pass. So Warren is, I almost said Connor, Warren is going to run easier. He's going to have an easier time because there's not 8 guys in the box.
Okay, every time Warren's gotten more carries, his average has gone up.
Okay.
So so you're talking 2 yards a carry to 3.3, now 3.6.
What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Warren or Harris?
Yeah,
Okay, another thing you have to factor
I'm happy
in.
to have them both, but
Yeah, it's a perfect 1-2 punch, and
is.
we need to stand behind Harris. He's
Well,
more athletic.
so you know how I
he's
said
bigger,
2,
he's stronger.
2, 3, and then 3.6 for Warren, right? They've gone up every game.
Okay, excuse me.
Najee has went from 5.2, where he had 6 carries and 31 yards, and what was on a huge run, his long was 24, so that was the majority of his average. Okay. Every single game, the majority of his yards has come off of 1 carry. He's went from 5.2, 4.3 to 3.4.
Okay.
I'm just saying, the more we want. Okay, and another thing to factor in. Let's factor this in. Whose contract's coming up?
It's Harris.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you going to pay?
we're still gonna keep him.
Harris.
He's
if
not.
he'll accept it.
He's not gonna.
So
go
his longs
for
are
big.
3, 8, and 11 for Warren.
Wow.
3, 8, and 11.
Trash.
Off of those few carries. I'm just saying.
I don't agree with it. Harris is still better. I think what we see is
Has he shown us these big jump off the screen highlight reels since he's been there?
Yes.
he has gotten 1 catch, right? This year?
Not
Or are
this
you
year, in
talking
his
about even
career.
last
To
year
where
was
you're
even
like,
better.
oh, he's a top end running back.
Look at who he's had. You can't. It's it's so hard to argue if Harris is a good athletic running back.
He is 100%.
And he will be even better if our offense can get it going. I mean, the last 6 games, if you pull up the stats for the last 6 games of the year, I bet you he was probably the best on our team for rushing, probably third in receiving.
I feel like he doesn't just go. He tries to make too much happen.
And I can accept that because you're right. He does. He dances around. And like we've all said, why are you acting like Le'Veon Bell?
Yep.
But I think we also don't see that it works sometimes too, because we see when Warren runs forward, he just no matter what, he just goes forward. And the dude's a great running back right now. He's helping out a lot.
But with that type of offense you have right now, maybe that's what we need.
Maybe. But I don't know. It's hard to say.
I can't sit here and say that he's better. I think he just might.
You can't say that Harris is better or Warren's better than Harris.
I can't say that Warren's better. I just think that he might be what we need more. And I do feel I have an inkling that Harris is injury prone.
Well, he does. I mean, yeah, he does have a history, but
which is huge.
I would like to see Warren run on first and second down, and then Harris come in on third, and see if there's any kind of
switch it up.
It would. I think we would see almost the exact same thing.
I do too.
I think we would see Harris run downhill more. I think what Harris is trying to do, like you're saying, he is dancing around, and I think he's trying to get that big chunk play. I think he needs to be aware of who his quarterback is, who his line is, and just get that 3 yards, over and over.
We want 3-4 yards to carry. That's what you want. You're gonna, you know what I mean? Like a legitimate, consistent 3-4 yards to carry. You're gonna win games because then you're sitting up for a 3rd and 2.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you have options.
You can just tell the kid tries to get the biggest chunk that he can.
Yes,
and that's what is in his head when he's dancing around. There's no hole. I mean, we've seen it.
Yeah.
There's maybe once or twice we see him have one where he can run through it, but most of the time it's just a wall. Like, what did you say? 3.3 seconds behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah. I do think that's
as long as a quarterback has.
A bit skewed.
That's from next gen stats.
I know. No, I mean, it's a legitimate stat, but I mean, like we watch it, like he kind of jumps around or whatever, but then he like runs in, and then when they hold him up, that clock keeps ticking up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because that's from the beginning of the whistle to the end of the whistle.
But then that means they're hitting him behind the line of scrimmage.
That still means our line.
So that means our line is
sometimes
not.
Sometimes, yeah.
Put in Jones.
I think another thing.
Put in Jones and keep Porter in, man. He's been doing good.
I think we yelled multiple times at the TV about audibles.
Yep. I think Pickett could
that
learn
one time I remember
Manning.
we were in your house.
It was here.
I was yelling at the TV.
There was 8 Raiders on the left side.
Yeah.
Yep.
I counted
remember
them.
exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, I counted them. It was 9 awful. Guys in the box.
Yep.
They had how do you run a play? They have more because almost always on offense. You have more hats than they do, right?
What was crazy was they were all on the left side.
How do you run that?
Then we ran to the left side.
Yeah. That's what leads me to believe. And dude, it's not like they shifted. They were sitting there. Mm-hmm. They were sitting there, and at that point, it's like, how do you still run that play in hopes and dreams that they're just going to drop into coverage or something?
Yeah, probably why Harris's average went down.
Right, and I mean, okay, I hope he's the next guy, but I'm just saying, I think I don't know if it's a quarterback. Maybe they don't have faith in the quarterback. Or it's Canada. It's really easy to say it's Canada.
Yeah, we could still say it's Canada.
But another thing I read on that topic was, you know how last week we talked about how Canada stepped into the role of being a play caller and the quarterback coach. Right. And then Tomlin came out and said, false. That is not true. He is not the quarterback coach. I don't know if he was saying that for publicity because he was. Yeah, I saw that. I was like, what? So maybe that was.
Tomlin wouldn't say it for publicity.
Well, I mean, in the sense of he has a quarterback coach and he's not trying to take him down a peg or two. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Man of the people.
Maybe that's what it is. He is a man of the people. Yep. I think the older he gets, the more he gets into that Belichick phase of not caring. Like, man, no, I'm going to say what I want. He has been a lot more loosey-goosey and how he just tells it how it is. Because you remember before he had these like metaphorical statements
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
of this is what we're doing, and he tells a story, and at the end of it, you're like, oh, that was inspirational, and then you think about it, you're like, Tomlin told us nothing.
He just used a whole bunch of big words.
Yeah,
and
we
we all
were-
left confused. Like,
But we were mesmerized
Oh,
at the
wow.
time. We're like, this
Gotta
is the
go
greatest
open
coach in the world.
a
He is
dictionary.
so good at talking.
He is.
He is so good at talking. But honestly, it may be a part of how good of a coach he is because he says all these things on camera, and we have no idea what he's saying in the locker room.
That's true.
He strikes me as that coach of what's said in here, you will not say. You won't talk to the media, which is
Unless
what
you're
Belichick
AB.
does.
Yeah, well, sure. he'd be in there
But
filming it.
he was younger then. He was younger
true.
in his
Okay.
career, but because you could tell 100% how Belichick monitored what those guys could say on camera. With the exception of Brady, I would say.
Yeah. And
But-
he wouldn't say a lot. Anyway.
Yeah, he wouldn't say a lot anyhow, but when Gronk would get on the camera out of anybody, and he would be like, I don't know if I'm allowed to say. I think he said that one time. He said, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. And it's like, yeah. And you're just like, oh, Belichick is a master puppeteer of what you can say to the media. And I think Tomlin's getting more to that.
Well, I mean, he definitely has a young team to try to keep the reins on. So
Right. When he came in, he had a Super Bowl team he took over.
Yes.
Like, Ben's going to say what he wants. This
he was
person's
he
going to.
was filling shoes at that point.
Right.
He was, and then years and years, he's always had that good team. And now it's like he looks around the room, he comes and he's like, what the heck is going on here?
Yeah.
These are all young guys. No, they're going to say something stupid. And I'm literally going to tell them, like, it's censorship in a good way. I love it. You can say this, this, and that. If they ask this question, you're going to just defer whatever to that point, which I love about Tomlin right now. It seems like I feel confident about Tomlin right now.
Yeah.
I feel very confident about Tomlin and the way
That's a
he's
first.
directing the team. I do. No, the way he's doing things,
You
I
guys
feel
were
confident.
shitting on him last year.
I
was,
said towards the
100%.
end- I said towards the end he was winning my heart. He was,
right.
he was
Right now,
pulling
he's
me.
winning my heart. And then I just think he doesn't have I think he's finally realizing, like, oh, I don't have Big Ben anymore.
Yeah.
I don't have
He's the
Harrison
face of the team
anymore.
Now.
Right.
He's the face. Of the
he is the face of the team, and now it's like I need to
changes.
fix this.
Yeah,
And this
the
is
rest.
his point of where, like, well, all right, Tom, let's see what you're about,
yeah.
and which is a good thing. But
Well,
so that's our take. So where I feel, just to recap for everybody, the way I feel is I don't feel like we're 2-1, but I don't think we're a bad team. I still think that we're a playoff team. We just got to figure some things out. I think we have the players to. Okay, that's better. I think we have the players to be a playoff team.
we have the talent. We just got to get it all working.
I'm thankful
Right.
we have a 18 week.
100%.
If it was
That's
a shorter
where I
one,
feel
we
right
would be.
now. That's where I feel
Right,
right
on to the
now.
next season.
And what was it? It was the first time we beat Oakland, and I keep saying that. I'm
First
sorry.
time we won in Las Vegas, baby.
It was it was the
It's
first
the
time
only
we've beat
we've ever been there.
It's the first time since I think what was it? It was '96. The first time we've won in,
on the West Coast.
or not even against the Raiders in their home stadium.
Oh, okay.
It's believable.
You
I've
could put it
watched-
that way.
yeah.
I
Yeah,
can see that.
I think it was '96. Correct me if I'm wrong. I might be, but it's been a long time.
Yeah, I've watched plenty of them and just been disappointed
Yeah, and it
every
was
time.
it was really good.
Yeah.
But I feel like we're almost there, but we're not. So what's your final recap on
Oh,
your?
you said
yeah.
it right there.
That's how you
We're
feel?
almost there, but we're not. We have a lot of work to do.
Like the other day, I was sitting on the couch a couple days ago, and I was like, "Holy crap, we're
What-
2-1."
Yeah.
It hit me
We're the
days
top of the
after.
division.
We're first.
We're first.
Yeah, it hit me days after
second.
the game because
second in
I
the
didn't
AFC right
feel
now.
that way, and I was just
That's
like,
crazy.
That is my
"No." The craziest part, because we were like that last year. I think
No, we never made it to that point. though.
Yeah, we did. Remember, we were tied for the longest time. We were hoping on other teams to lose. I think we were like
first of the
No.
second of the AFC.
last year at the beginning of the year. We were like, because we tied and then we won one and then we lost one. We were like 1-1-1 or some crap like that last year,
Oh my god.
and we were tied. And we're like, guys, we're still
never-
in the tie for. Was it?
tied
Yeah,
last year was
tied
2
last
years
year.
ago.
There was a time. We'll go back and look, but there was a time early in the year after a few games we were tied for the lead, and we're like, this is wild. But right
Something's
now,
wrong.
it wasn't that we're like that. The thing that hit me is we could be 3-1 next week.
Going,
we could,
going
That's
we could be
the
4-1
part.
going into our bye.
yes.
Yeah,
What is this Ravens game? Do we have a home game or is it away with them? I can't remember the first one.
I don't know. I'm the only one that has us losing it.
Of course you do, hater.
It's at home.
Hater.
It's at
Kids,
home.
I'm not the hater on the squad.
If
It's
we
DJ.
go into our bye week 4-1, and we see that improvement, more of an improvement that we saw last Sunday, that's really good. I mean, that's hard to not get excited about.
Yeah, we're not gonna get ahead to Ravens week yet. Cause
Yeah,
that's a whole
sorry,
thing.
I'm excited about Ravens.
We're gonna
week,
pull
you
the
know it.
neighbor over here because he's a.
Yeah,
We got to get him over
I don't
here.
know.
let's go
That's
A's
all right.
house.
I don't know
happening?
if I could handle that.
We could bring their little skeleton that they dressed up as Ravens fan outside.
Yeah. I
But
don't
yeah,
know
let's-
if I could handle
Houston.
Let's
what
go
are you
to
guys'
Houston.
Predictions.
Well, we're 18-2 against rookie quarterbacks.
that. Yeah, and
Probably
Houston,
18-2
right?
versus Houston.
Yeah, we might be honestly.
they
No, we're
haven't
really good against
They haven't
Houston
even been in the
overall.
league. I think we were 4-1.
Yeah, we're really good even in their stadium, but I feel
Yeah.
like if we play decent football, we'll win.
Yeah.
Decent football will win. 28-17.
Ooh, okay. I like that though because that shows multiple touchdowns again, and that's good to have.
One on defense.
A one on defense.
One on
Okay.
defense.
Hey, I'm cool with that too. 'Cause
28-17 we win. I can't see their offense putting up that many points against our D. I can't.
No, I don't. Either.
I'll tell you what they're going to do, though, because they do this every time. We're going to be wearing black jerseys next week with that dome wide open.
Oh, in Texas, yeah,
They will. They do it every time.
every time.
It's okay.
We'll see if I'm wrong, and I haven't seen anything, but I do feel like we're going to be in our black jerseys next week.
I
I
can
think
see
they
it.
did it at Christmas that one year to us. They tried it.
Yeah, that
It's
was
just I
Christmas,
feel
and
like
that
ever
was-
since I was in high school, I remember when we'd play them there, like we were in our black jerseys.
The same with Miami.
Yeah.
Whenever we
Yeah.
go to Miami,
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's a
so
good.
it's a good time. Home field
Yeah.
advantage. Home field
Yeah,
advantage.
Okay, so you said 28-17.
Yes, sir.
They have 0 interceptions right now. So who's
Stroud has
picking
not
them
thrown
off?
one.
Who's picking them off?
We're getting 2 picks.
Okay.
Wallace is getting one.
Oh,
He was Wallace
Wallace is getting one.
closed the game out for us last week.
Oh, all right. You ready? Minka's not getting one.
okay.
Okay.
On 3. Who we got ready? We're gonna say it on 3.
Okay.
Who's gonna
We're
get
all
it?
saying the same thing.
Who's picking them off?
Who's getting the other
All right,
pick?
yep.
1, 2, 3.
Peterson.
Joey Porter.
You said Peterson?
What?
Oh man, that would have been clutch if you said.
Dude,
Porter.
I thought he was going to. I think
I think
Porter's
we're
going to
all
get his
excited.
first pick
I hope
off
he
of a
plays
deflection.
Ooh.
Off of a
TJ?
deflection. Remember that. I don't
Okay.
know if I see that. You're getting wild now. It could be.
Yeah, it could be.
But I think Porter's going to get one off of a deflection, and then Wallace is going to get one off of Highsmith rushing in his face. He's going to just heave one up just like Garoppolo just did. Yeah, and I think that's how it's going to end.
I'm only saying Peterson because so far
Because Steven hates him.
he does, but
Ew.
yeah, it's
He's
okay.
old.
It's all right.
He needs a lot.
He
needs to do
leads the
better.
NFL in interceptions.
Yeah, and now Devontae Adams leads the NFL in receiving yards and receptions and everything else.
Not since he's been in.
Right.
Peterson
saying-
is the leader, the active
Yes.
leader in interceptions
But-
in the NFL.
But
What
he
does he have,
is
2?
35.
Yeah, we're talking
Oh,
career.
wow! Yeah, when you play for 17 years.
What do you want? It was a
Gee,
stat.
that was
You
a
love
great
your
stat,
stats.
yeah.
You
Yeah.
love your stats.
Yeah,
No.
not when they go that far
I'm
back.
saying
It's
he
not
gets
fair.
it. I'm saying he gets it because so far he is still the starter, even though every week we're yelling, please put in Joey Porter.
Yes, sir.
So he is the starter, and with a rookie quarterback, I think the mindset will be to stay away from Levi Wallace's side because he is the more athletic out of those two. Just those two.
Well, hand me a beer.
So you got.
Thank you.
I think it's brilliant that the Steelers brought in Peterson to coach the young guys.
Has
That's
hell frozen over right now?
To coach
no,
the young guys.
No, we're not. No. Pause.
Not to play.
Steeler Nation. Oh, not to play.
No.
Oh, he wasn't even there before. He wasn't even there before. When they brought him in, what did he say? He wasn't like,
I
it's
said,
good for him
damn,
That
he's
old guy?
old.
No, that's not even what you said.
Oh.
You were excited.
I was.
I was excited. And Steven said, wait, you mean Peterson, that guy that used to be really good a long time ago?
Yeah.
I did say that.
It
And he
wasn't
used
to
be
teach.
good
I
a
think
long
you
time
were the
ago.
one that said he could
No,
teach the new
listen.
guys.
Okay,
You
well, I agree with that.
Now.
No, I did even before. I think I agreed with it before. I know I did because it is a fact. What better to have a guy who leads the league in interceptions teach the new up and coming kids?
We
how to
knew
play?
that. You were just upset.
Yeah.
And you know why?
And
You
you
know
know-
why I'm just
listen,
not realizing
because
it?
I'm
Because he
mad-
played for the Vikings. And
Oh my
Steven
God.
has a vendetta against the
Yes.
Vikings. We don't know why.
Yeah.
They don't affect us at all. He hates them.
No,
Why
listen
does
to
he
me.
hate the Vikings? Because he hates Kirk Cousins.
He
Go
also
on.
played for the Cardinals, so shut up.
Oh, okay.
Anyways. Now I lost my
Sorry.
train of thought.
I'm
Damn it.
sorry. I didn't
No,
mean
you're
to do
good.
that.
I really can't
No.
remember what I was going to say.
That he was
Training new guys.
Training new guys.
Yeah, training the new guys. It's perfect. But no, there was something else I was going to say.
sorry.
I'll get back to it.
Okay. Just shout it out whenever you
All right.
think of it.
I will. I'll
Shout
just
it out.
scream
All right. Well,
Like whenever
since
I'm
you-
talking, just cut me off. Oh, I use this.
Yeah. Since you cut him off, we'll start with him. I want to ask. Let's make this a weekly thing. How many sacks is TJ getting?
Oh, I love it.
Because
Well, I'm going to go back to the interceptions
Okay, go
really
ahead.
fast.
Did you
It'll
think
be-
of it?
Huh?
Did
No.
you think? Oh.
I Peterson won't get any because he's a good coach, but not a player.
You didn't give your prediction for the game yet, have you?
No, I haven't. I
Okay.
can get to that too.
Sorry.
Minka is going to get one, not Wallace. Minka's due for one. He's due
He's
for a
very
pick
due.
six, honestly. And I
pick
think
six. You're getting greedy.
he deserves it. He needs it.
He
This
does
is- I
deserve
don't know.
it, but
He's
can't
my
we
boy.
just
He's one of my favorites.
stick with a pick?
A pick. Okay. A
Okay.
pick. Okay.
Okay.
He's going to get a pick. Porter's going to get a pick. And we can go to TJ Watt now because he's going to get
yeah, how many?
another. He only got one last game, right?
2.
He got two?
He's up. Yeah.
Did he? Oh. Are you sure about that? Are you sure?
Positive.
About that?
He
He's
chased
gonna
him.
get two.
He
Yeah.
got 3, 2, or 3, 1, and 2.
Yeah.
Mm.
Because he chased them down,
I gotta look.
and then the one he bent him backwards.
Look
Look
up
up
Peterson's career stats while you're at it.
Oh. Peterson's career stats. Adrian
I
Peterson.
was joking, but yeah, I think it's 35 is what I saw today.
So yeah, the first game he got 2. Sorry, 3.
2?
Wow.
3. Yeah.
First game he got 3.
Did he?
Against 49ers.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
He got 3, and then he got 1, and then he got 2. Yes.
He got 2 on Sunday night.
Yeah, he got
He
2,
did
Bob.
only get 1. Wow,
tripped-
you're right.
We know.
That's a surprise. I'm not too surprised.
Thanks.
You usually
Yeah,
argue
sure.
better points.
Mm,
But
So you're
anyhow-
going with? Are you going
yeah,
with 2?
like how lazy he is.
How
Yeah,
many
2.
you go-
2?
2?
2. 2 for the lazy bum.
Are we going just straight?
Get a little
Just straight 2? No forced fumbles? Because
No. I think
Okay.
we're gonna get it more in the air this time.
okay, so you're
I
going
think
2.
Stroud's strong enough to hold on to it.
I'm gonna say 2.5 with a forced fumble in there.
Okay.
You're close to what I was going to say. I was going to say TJ Watt's coming in Sunday morning, 9 a.m. Alaska Standard
That's right.
Time.
Yeah, it's real fun.
Excuse me. He is going to have 1 tackle for loss,
Okay.
3 sacks, 1 pass deflection,
Ooh.
and 1 forced fumble. So a strip sack that
He's-
counts.
he's
Counts
gonna
as one of the sacks, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so still 3
Yeah.
and a forced fumble with that.
Is that wild?
No. I don't
Write
think-
that down,
Done it
America.
before.
Yeah, this is- he can do it.
He
you
might
know why?
even get a pick.
But
You're being greedy again.
He might have.
He can,
He's
yeah.
done it before.
What does he have in his career? 4?
but you know who?
I want to say he got 2 last year, so maybe
had
he does
2
have
against
And then he had 2
boy
against
Joe.
before that.
Yeah,
I think he has 4 in his career, so I'm not saying like it's happened, but
But you know who our linebackers get to see? Standing across from them, our old pal that we traded to the Texans.
Oh wait, no,
Green.
I wish it was Okafor, but
Green.
yeah, you're right. Green.
Who?
Kendrick Green.
Oh man, that's gonna be good.
And they said he's starting.
well, good.
So they'll
That's
get
perfect for us.
reunited.
Yes.
Basically, what it comes down to, CJ Stroud's overrated. He was overrated in college. He played
hasn't thrown a
for.
pick yet.
Sorry, Jeremy. He played for a haggard ass Ohio State football team. He was overrated.
We're gonna look up some
I
stats.
mean, he ruined.
Stats are skewed in college football a lot of times.
No, not that. Not that.
I'm just saying, if you watched him play, I watched several of his games. He's overrated. And at the beginning of his senior year, or was it his senior year? It was his junior year. Horrible. Or not junior. His second to last year. I don't even know college anymore. It was the second to last year. You know, they go in as freshman and then sophomore, whatever. Second to last year, he started off god-awful. The stats don't show up, but the passes he was throwing, because Ohio State is infamous for playing high schools.
Yep.
For their out-of-conference games.
schools.
And he just played bad. And then he got beat up by Oregon. You remember that game?
I do.
Whenever Oregon took out their little rubber ducky and they sat it on the 50-yard line. Yes, sir. The shoe. But anyhow, I'm not talking about that. Anyhow, no, he's going to get dominated. He's not going to go. He doesn't like pressure in his face. He's going to get a lot of pressure. Who is the Texans played? Have they played anything?
They played the Ravens and the Colts and the Jags.
How
The Ravens, they lost. They put up a decent fight until after halftime, then lost.
So the Ravens beat them up essentially.
They were sacked 4 times in that game.
But the Ravens
Stroud
beat them
was.
up essentially.
Right.
Yeah,
Which, not surprising.
And then the Colts, that one was a closer one. But the Colts sacked Stroud 6 times, which is very exciting. And they lost that one. I think it was 31-21. But then they played the Jacksonville Jaguars,
who are trash.
who are not looking good.
Who are trash.
Not looking good.
Who have ruined my fantasy football team thanks to Steven Stepp.
Why do you argue all my takes and then take my advice?
Because I love you.
It's a valid point.
You were so
That's a good friend right there.
Because you
You're
were
so
so
stupid.
hot on him, wasn't he?
I like him
I
too.
am
Long
hard
hair.
on them.
You're both-
They're surprising me.
Guess what? You guys, you owe me 100 and you owe me 100 because there's a $200 league and I took Trevor Lawrence.
Why don't you draft Deshaun Watson, your boy?
Yeah. Anyways,
He has more points.
Because last week.
I think
I should have. You're right.
Trevor Lawrence will be back. Don't worry about that.
Well, I'm starting him again because I'm dumb.
I would. He's in London. They love London. Jacksonville Jaguars
do.
are London
I'm
favorite.
not waking up for
every-
this one.
I'm not either. I'm going to be at
Did
work.
you wake up for the last one?
I wasn't here. I wasn't moved in yet.
Oh, he
yeah, we
wasn't.
can't
I
do
was like,
flapjacks, man. I'm sorry. I'm not going to be here.
where the hell are you going to be?
Well, I'll be here, but
He needs to
I'm
sleep.
working till like 3:30 in the morning.
On a weekend?
Yeah, this is kind of a weird.
Civilians.
He needs.
Civilians.
He needs the rest.
I don't have
'cause
38,000 hours
Yeah.
of leave.
lazy.
Yeah, lazy.
Steven's not being lazy. 100%.
We're gonna win Sunday.
Yeah.
It's gonna be 24-10.
Ooh, like
My boldest prediction of the day on Sunday or the morning is Calvin Austin is getting a punt return
Hell
for
yeah.
a touchdown.
It's happening.
I'm so
I
hyped
want
about
it
this
to
guy,
happen
and I was
so
so
bad.
happy he got a long bomb touchdown, which is perfect pass from Pickett.
Golly.
I was
Oh.
unable to celebrate
Yeah,
because I
I
watched
were.
our right tackle hold the hell out of a Raider, and I thought for sure that was coming back because there was even a flag.
Yeah, we got away
So I
with
stood
one.
there while you guys were screaming,
I screamed
and I
with
was
your
so
boy.
bummed.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, no.
And then they said it was holding on the defense,
Yeah.
and it was like, well,
Whoop.
that was cool, but now I want to see him.
One for
I
the
want to
Huns.
cheer him on from a punt return because he's got it. It's there. If you watch all his punt returns, he's this close to breaking it.
He had a really close one last week.
Mhm.
I remember it was some choppy
Zigzag.
steps. Yeah, and they caught his legs, but it was there. But on that note, we've been busy in the free agency market the last week. I don't know if you've noticed.
I've seen some players that we've signed to the
Practice squad, but apparently, what was it? A Raiders player coming over? I think
Is
it
it
may
wide
have been
receiver?
Yeah,
I saw
to the
that
practice
today.
squad. But as far as our receiver core right now, with Austin stepping up, is that deep threat, which I love because
we need it.
we need it. And dude, that takes so much pressure off of Pickens.
Yeah.
That deep threat does because he can do what he does best. And is-
Yeah.
Well, think about it when we get Johnson back. Johnson's probably going to sit out till the bye. So
Yeah.
he's probably coming back versus
what's
LA.
IR 4 weeks?
I think it said it was 6 for him.
Yeah, I think he's on.
Maybe
the,
that was Hayward.
That'll be huge just in how the defenses react to us.
Yeah, I mean, you got
It's
three
gonna be
receivers that you
great.
actually finally have to watch for.
4.
Yeah, Robinson has
I
been.
guess.
Robinson,
yeah,
I-
you
holding
got
his
5.
own.
You got
that
Muth,
take,
honestly.
Muth
I said it last
we
week.
have the team.
Robinson reminds me of Boyd.
Yes,
That was a great.
Yeah, that's a good.
That was
good
a
comparison.
Good comparison.
Yeah, because he's just old faithful. You know what I mean? He's not going to do anything fancy for you.
He's gonna go 5 yards, get a first down.
Kind of like a Randall Cobb a little bit. You know what I mean?
keep
He's
it
just
with Tyler
gonna
Boyd.
like do that quick.
Tyler Boyd's better.
He's running like a slot out of a wide out position. You know, and that's good. So he'll come in every now and again. But now, I mean, you can't deny Austin after he's shown the coaches what he can do.
Yeah.
He's gonna get his
Told you.
snaps now.
I want Muth to get more involved though.
That is crucial. He needs
They
to be
tried.
over
know.
the middle. We haven't seen it, and that's
He almost had one, but they need to keep going to it.
they can't forget about it
Yep.
because that breaks last year. I think towards the end, him over the middle
Yeah.
was really loosening up
Yep.
everything, especially and I think that's going to help with because I think they've been running a single high with us.
Yep.
With Austin doing his deep threat, they're going to run that too high, and it's going to open up Muth over the middle. Now that's going to be super useful.
Should we? What?
Well, my score prediction though, real
Oh
quick.
yeah, we didn't do that.
It's all right.
I thought you did.
No, I just said the sacks. I'm saying 23 to 9.
Oh,
And we have
3
20.
field goals,
We have
okay.
23 because we're getting a safety.
Mmm.
Because
Spicy.
our punter is going to put them
We're getting
on the
more and
1
more
yard
bold
line.
bold
He's
predictions
been
are
very
getting
good.
Very bold.
He is going to put it on the 1 yard line, and
He's the
TJ Watt
MVP
is
right now besides
taking it
Watt.
home.
No, he's not.
Besides what?
No, our MVP right now is
It's honestly
the running
probably-
back. What's his face?
Jalen Warren,
No,
the running back.
Oh, McFarland.
But we need to see.
he's
him
the
more.
only one who's error free on our team.
He didn't play like the last 2 weeks.
But that
that's okay.
first week, he did everything
know.
we needed. Oh, smart plays.
Yeah.
I'm terrified for when Gunner comes back. I don't know why
Gunner
he's in the
needs
game.
to go.
Gunner shouldn't be
Gunner
returning
sucks.
kickoffs. McFarland's better.
Yep.
Yes, I agree with that.
Not punts.
And
Calvin
then punts.
Austin.
Calvin Austin's the guy.
Yep,
I agree.
that's fine.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
You can't have Austin kick return it anymore because he's
Too
if he gets
valuable.
hurt now. Yeah, he is. He really is. They're already taking a risk having him punt return. But they need to
You
keep
got
him in there. 'cause
Brown
he's
did
good.
it for a whole ass season. His second year had over 1,000 yards
He's doing-
receiving
he'll be
and
fine.
punt returning. So I mean,
Yeah.
where do you go from that? Around the league. Let's do that real
wrap
quick.
it up real quick.
Yeah.
Cardinals,
How about them Cowboys?
Pollywop and the Cowboys.
That was the biggest
Our
upset.
boy.
Sorry, Jeremy.
Our boy, Josh Dobbs.
Yes.
It was good to see.
Played
Love it.
mediocre at best.
Absolutely.
I didn't watch the whole game, but I came in. Jeremy was upset.
There was some bad penalties.
Rightly
but
so. Bad penalties. But the thing that stuck out most to me was on the final drive whenever you got to have the clutch quarterbacks, right?
that was
Kenny
clutch.
Pickett has proved to us multiple times he hasn't been great throughout the game, but on that final drive in the biggest moments, he's going to put it away, just like Ben Roethlisberger did for years. One of the best fourth or game-winning drives guys of all
Yep.
time. Kenny Pickett has proven that. A couple players that have not proven that would be Josh Allen. Facts. He's lost almost every single one whenever the moment's on
we're
the
just
line.
talking about like in general.
In general, but then the other one, Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
That one I agree with over the Josh Allen.
Yeah.
But
This year.
What do you mean?
We're talking this year.
this year,
Yeah. Dak, for sure.
Dak,
and
well,
previous
this year,
years.
previous
Oh, no.
years, then you got to talk
going off
Josh
Josh
Allen,
Allen.
too.
Yeah, I need to see some stats. I don't know. I think I just go back to the fact that
We stood in this garge. We
Yeah.
watched Josh Allen fumble the ball on the 1 yard line whenever
Oh,
all they
I
had to
wasn't
do
there.
was run out the clock
I didn't
against
see
Kirk
that.
Cousins.
I think we were over there.
you guys were. But anyways,
You don't think
you can't go off that one game.
there's
I need to
multiple?
Okay, we'll look it up.
We'll
talk
look
about
it up.
that
But
next
anyhow,
podcast.
what else exciting
Prescott
happened?
throwing the
Allowed
ball in the 3-man coverage
Yeah.
right
with no one open. That was
that was bad.
eye-opening.
Triple
and stuff
coverage.
he's done before.
Yeah. What else exciting
Miami
happened?
Dolphins.
Miami.
Congratulations to 70 points on the board.
Should have been 73, but
Yeah.
kick the field goal.
Yeah, they're
that was
respectful,
nice
right?
Of McDaniels.
yeah.
That's super respectful.
Yeah, kick the field goal. Who cares? Like,
Oh,
take the
no,
record.
super respectful. But he's in
Yeah.
the stands having the fans call the
That
plays.
was fake, you goober.
Was it?
It kind of
Yes.
looked like him, but it wasn't him.
I watched the video of it.
He's good.
I can't believe you thought that was real.
I was upset.
I mean, he could have.
Hey,
You
know-
know, he 100%
hey,
could have.
You know how you always are like Tua has the best receivers ever, and he doesn't have any yards throwing. It's always yards after carry.
catch.
That's
yards
not what I've
after
always
catch.
said.
You literally said he just has to
Let's
throw it up.
go back a couple freaking.
I have said his
episodes later.
receivers have gotten open for him, and then the majority of his yards are
And
yards
you've
after
also
catch.
Okay, there, right there.
Did you
Same
watch
thing.
that
Same
game?
thing. Yes.
Steven's got a crazy stat.
So
for
you know your boy Kirk Cousins?
Yes.
Yes. And Jefferson?
The one leading the league right
Jefferson.
now in yards and touchdowns?
Yeah,
That
and Tua's
guy?
right behind him. And Jefferson?
Behind him.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, this is gonna get good.
Jefferson has the most yards after catch. Guess where okay.
Because his
hold
quarterback
on.
sets him up.
Okay. I can't even argue with you because you always have the dumbest excuses. And then you got,
Hill.
Let me pull up the.
What haggard-ass website did you pull this from?
A trustworthy one.
Footballinsider.com?
Probably.
Yeah. What?
All right, Jefferson's leading the league. 171 yards, 174 after the catch.
Killing
I keep
it.
saying carry.
Killing it.
You know where Warren is 100? What was it? 111.
111 yards. Our guy.
Yeah,
Okay.
Jalen Warren.
Yeah.
He's ranked 5th. He's ranked ahead of Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill is ranked 11th. Jalen Waddle's not even on the list because he didn't even play last game.
I know.
That's how good Tyreek Hill is. He
Wait.
can do it by himself.
So he's on the 11th of the list.
Did you watch
So
last week?
what I'm trying to tell you is that Tua is throwing the ball downfield.
To why my grandma could make those throws. Did you watch the game? Did you watch how
but
wide
I watched you say
open
yesterday,
they were?
or not yesterday, Sunday. You were like, man, you see Watson, he was balling, baby, and you look at the highlights.
Peoples Jones just running down.
Cooper
low.
wide
Cooper
open,
running down
everyone
low.
wide open.
I'm not putting
You're
them
just
in the
a
same
hater of
category.
You're a hater of him, and you know I'm feared for Tua.
Yeah,
It's Milano game coming up.
Oh.
This is where he got one of those bad concussions.
Okay. Have they been put in the same situation throughout their career?
Who?
Tua's been put in the best position since he started.
Who?
Maybe
compared
not
to-
the first year, but then they give him all these pieces. He was god awful at the beginning, and then you're like, oh, here's this receiver, here's this amazing
It's because he
offensive line.
stepped it up.
His running backs even
He's
were
practiced.
His
He
running
got a
backs
full
showed
arm sleeve.
his running backs showed how good that line is. They're just like, oh, I'm just gonna trot out here for 70 yards. Baby girl, the backup quarterback came in and looked like an all-pro.
Yeah, it was a nice throw.
That's Tua. The backup quarterback coming in is Tua.
No.
Tyreek Hill had enough time to catch the ball. No one's around. The camera lens wasn't even big enough to see any Broncos in the view, and he's like,
On
oh,
that deep ball?
Which one?
I was gonna say it wasn't the deep ball.
They
He
were
didn't
just-
catch one.
Oh, the deep ball where he had to stop and wait for it.
I don't know.
Yep.
Yep.
He had to stop and wait.
Yep.
He had to stop and
Oh,
wait.
man.
He was so open. He had to stop and wait for the football.
I can't wait till Tua wins MVP. I can't.
You know
wait.
what? If Kirk Cousins was 3-0, he'd be number one in the MVP race right now.
Maybe, but he's losing the games instead.
He's not.
He threw a pick on the goal line.
Off of his receiver's
No,
hands.
that was a bad
It
throw.
was off.
It was a bad
Hit
throw.
his receiver first.
Do you want to know what's really?
Did it hit
really,
his
really-
receiver
did.
first? It hit his receiver first.
Yeah, on a bad throw.
You defend
You?
so many people. What?
You could
Oh, it was. Well, you should have caught it.
way off of Kirk
I said
Cousins,
that
man.
Austin shouldn't have caught that one. It was a bad throw. I told you guys with Pickett. So
You act like
my
he
boy
threw it
Pickett.
directly to an opposing defensive back. No,
he
threw
didn't
it
do it
off
like
of his
Prescott.
receiver.
Yeah.
Prescott
Dak.
threw it right to somebody
Dak.
on the other team. This one was he still threw a bad ball.
You consider
Still threw a bad ball.
Kirk Cousins in the bottom tier of the
yeah, you
NFL.
leave that man alone. That man is a
Get
saint.
down on the ground.
You do.
No.
He's spending-
I've already told you guys on the podcast on the past ones that Kirk Cousins is balling out.
Yeah.
You don't give credit to Tua at all. And Tua
If you had to
is
pick a
playing
quarterback right now, who would it be?
between Cousins and
Right,
Tua.
they're going to start for the Steelers. Who would it be?
Neither of them. No, I'm just kidding.
Nope.
I would
Give
pick
me one.
Tua.
I'd pick Cousins.
Thank you, DJ.
Playing for the Steelers, I would pick
Playing for the
Kirk
Steelers.
Cousins.
Really?
He's a pocket quarterback. He slings it.
It'd probably be the same thing we're watching for the Steelers right now.
Well, yeah, but Tua would die with the Steelers line.
That's true. Tua would not be playing after 1
He'd
week.
make it after one.
He doesn't have an arm on him.
You're insane.
Okay, we're not getting nuts.
He doesn't.
Hey,
They're all
insane.
underthrown. He doesn't have an
You
arm.
let
At
us
least I'm
know.
giving Cousins credit.
Yeah,
No, you're not.
you let us
I
know.
did.
who's
We had
better.
to drag it out of you.
No, I've said it the past 2 weeks. I've
Yes.
also said that I was wrong about Justin Fields.
and
He was
Trevor Lawrence.
trash. And I said the Jaguars do not look good, and I had extremely high hopes for them. You? I'm perfect. I haven't been wrong about anything.
What have I said?
Fantasy
football.
Besides Tua, what else have I said that you're like, oh, no, you're wrong?
I don't know. You got me there.
You know,
I'll think about it.
Yeah, think about
Oh,
it.
Jalen Warren. Pickens.
Which is
Keep going with it.
to be
Keep going
seen.
with it.
Which is to be seen.
What are you talking about to be
What do you
seen?
mean to be seen?
To be seen.
We've seen Harris is still better.
You're talking prolific stats. You're talking less than a yard better
No, I
per
even-
carry.
I even said cut it, add the amount of
Right,
carries
but you had to
each
go
one, and it's still
into
more.
this and that. But I'm just saying you
Well,
couldn't
you
sit
brought
here
up
and
a-
say the Bears have a good quarterback right now, which I have text message proof about you
Yeah.
going on about this.
I
and
was-
that. Your thoughts.
I drafted Justin
Justin
Fields
Fields.
and DJ Moore, thinking that they were going to win me a championship
Me
in
too.
fantasy.
And I told you not to.
I drafted
Okay.
DJ Moore.
I said do
You
not.
also
trust-
told me
draft
don't
Justin
trust the
Fields.
don't trust the Jags. And who did you draft? Who did you draft?
Because I trusted you.
Trust
And
yourself
here we-
more.
You may get this back on track. Joe
Yeah, we
Burrow
need to-
sucks.
He does. We need to wrap it
There
up.
you go. Yeah, we're wrapping it up.
Yeah, we'll wrap it up.
Comment who you like. Kirk Cousins.
Tua's better.
Give our man
Is this
a
a
break.
Steeler podcast or just an argument about two quarterbacks?
Well, we
in
have the around the
NFL?
league.
Right
They
now,
can
it's
comment
the
on multiple
quarterbacks.
things, but mostly Steelers. Mostly
right
Steelers.
before we hang up, Tua has identical stats from this year and last year for the first 3 games. Identical. I think it's 72 completions and 101 incompletions, 3 touchdowns,
With the
0
same team.
interceptions.
with the same team.
It's crazy.
It was nuts though.
What did he do after?
He got killed, basically died out on the football field, and then came back.
Does health
For
have
one
to
and
do?
then
Have
died
to
again.
be like? Does health have anything to do with how good you are?
Oh Jesus.
A concussion, absolutely.
So Sterling Sharp's the greatest receiver of all time.
Are you going
He got
on
hurt.
about?
He got hurt. So
crazy.
he's never considered. That's what I'm going with. You have to be healthy to be like, oh, he could have been. If you said right now he could have been
I'm so
great.
confused, DJ.
Yeah, I am too. You lost me, Doug.
No, I'm
You
just
lost
saying.
me.
Many of these-
If he's
you-
broken, that's my second one.
These are the strong ones.
Is it? No, it's
Obviously,
not.
they're 4.0.
What I'm saying is, to cap it off, is if you're not healthy, you can't be good.
Okay.
You can't be.
Okay, so exactly that Tua was playing good last year
Until he got hurt.
Then he
Yes,
died.
first the Bills, or actually, I think it was versus another team. His first.
So
one.
he's had right now,
And now
out
he's
of
still
2
doing the same
years,
thing.
less than half a season of being good in his entire career.
Okay, that's a
is
dumb
gonna-
Wait
argument.
Wait. This is
till
gonna
he
have
gets
to be-
hit. Wait till he gets hit.
This is gonna have to be like
We've seen it
a
happen.
short.
Thankfully, he
Gonna
practiced Taekwondo, and now he's gonna be fine because he knows how to roll out of it.
All right, but anyhow,
Yeah, we're gonna have to make this into
Oh
a short.
man, we're gonna have to just come back and talk about Tua.
Yeah.
we will. But anyhow,
70 points.
I got a Dolphins fan I can get on.
comment on Captain Kirk. Comment on Tua,
Jalen Warren and Najee Harris,
but
keep it
mostly,
Steeler
yeah,
related a
yeah,
little bit,
Steeler
too.
related. Jalen Warren, because really, I'm even on the fence. I'm just going off of what we've seen so far. I want the guy to be Najee. I really do. I just want to see him get utilized in a more effective way. Comment on that. Tell us what you think. Comment on your stats of what you think TJ is going to get.
Yep.
Comment on what you think.
What's the score? outcome?
The score.
And-
The score's huge. And anything else you want to comment
Yeah,
on?
and take all of your Texan players that you have on your fantasy teams and bench them.
Why do you keep saying that?
You
You
know
say
why
that to
I'm
me
saying
every
that.
week. You know, people got to make money.
No.
They got to make
You
money.
This
still
team
lost
has
and
to
cheer
win.
for the other team.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, guys.
All right,
Later,
guys.
Steelers
Thank you
Nation.
so much. Y'all have a good one.
Have a great day.